I find myself spending more time like cleaning my backyard, like raking and mowing the grass and like just doing like stuff normally that I would be like, I'll do it later. I'll do it later. It's like, ooh, that's an excuse to go outside and to do something. And
Yeah,
like I'm
and
out there and it's like, why am I doing this? Like I'm
under
so
normal
that's how desperate I am.
circumstances, that would be like 15 years out for you, because I feel like we all are going to hit an age in our lives where we spend a lot of time just sweeping and raking.
Hmm.
Like that's a thing, I think, that people just, you get to an age and you just do.
Yeah, they do call it the raking years, I think, as you sort
Yeah.
of hit the twilight.
Well, and then you play shuffleboard when you get into retirement because you've had a lot of practicing with this
Oh.
motion.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Which, by the way,
I-
shuffleboard is very fun.
That makes me want to ask you a question, Barbara. Exactly how do you sweep?
Like this. You guys don't sweep with one hand, just jerking
Who are you sweeping?
Yeah.
the air.
But when I was out there this past weekend, I was like picking up a bunch of leaves and I was taking them to another part of the yard to put them in a bag. And then I walked back to where the pile of the leaves were. And in like the 5 seconds I was gone, there was a bird fight happening where I was standing, where all the leaves were. It was like,
Oh.
yeah, there were like 5 sparrows and a blue jay all fighting each other. And I went
For
back to the
what?
pile. I went back to the pile of leaves, and they all like exploded. And like flew away, and I looked around. I was like, "What happened?" And I looked down in the pile of leaves, and there was still like one sparrow there that looked like it was hurt.
Oh
And-
no!
Yeah, I was like, were all those other birds just jumping this bird? And I bent down and looked at it, and while I was looking at it, I was like, "What do I do with this thing?" It just like took off and flew away. I was like,
Huh.
okay,
Oh, good. So it's okay.
yeah, that was my excitement. That's okay. So that's the podcast, everyone. That's the one thing that's happened to the 4 of us.
What do you think they were fighting over?
Worms.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
typical
Who's
bird
going to be
stuff.
the king of the leaves?
That's
So
what
I
I was
I had
thinking.
I don't know if they were all
wildlife.
fighting each other, or if the sparrows were ganging up and fighting the blue jay, or like who started it, or like I didn't know if I should feel sorry for this bird. Like, did it instigate the fight? Is this its fault? But maybe this was an asshole.
I mean, is it fault though in the animal kingdom? It's just animals being animals. Is there ever like a dickhead animal that deserved it?
I think so. I think some of them are instigators for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just like fronting on the other
Like
animals.
goats.
What's the biggest animal instigator that you could think of? Like,
I don't know,
which
but
animal do you look at and you're like, this guy's going to start some fucking problems up in here?
Goats.
You know, like, for example, our dog Benson will, if we go to a dog park and other dogs start fighting, he will run over to intervene, except he starts barking at the dog that was being picked on. Like, he gangs up on the victim.
He's victim blaming.
Yeah. And then he runs over and he starts, and we're like, what are you doing? Like, it's not like he runs over and he's like, back off. You know, he's in the mix and he's a
I had a
jerk.
bit of a wildlife incident yesterday when a centipede or something just
Ooh.
fell out of a hole in my ceiling, and it made like an audible thud on the carpet. And
Is it really sad that the first thing I think of is when you hit a rock in Animal Crossing and a centipede comes out?
Yeah. It's sad,
That's
but
the
it's
first
correct.
place my head went to.
So I tried to trap it because I didn't want to squash it or mush it into the carpet. So I just got a glass and I put it under it, and then I tried to like force a little bit of cardboard under the glass. But I guess it sort of was freaking out. It was running really fast around the glass, and a load of its legs came off, and they
Oh.
were all kicking because they just come off the body. There was like 20 legs that were just like hopping all over the glass, and I just had to walk away. I was like, this is too much. This is too much wildlife.
You have a cup of legs.
Yeah, a couple of
That problem
legs
after you
and
move it.
and a limping
Yeah.
centipede.
I think the cat deals with it after. If I had to
Yeah,
guess.
and it was dark, so I got what was left of. I mean, he still had a ton of legs. Let's be fair, he was fine. But then I went outside and like sort of flung him outside, but the wind took all the legs, and they were all in my beard and stuff.
Oh,
Some
God.
Were they
bad
still
time.
moving in your beard?
I don't know. I couldn't think about it. I was like,
I don't know why that fucking gets me. Just disembodied legs
yeah, it
from
was
a
horrible.
centipede.
It's funny how unexpected things flying at you make you react. This morning I was walking my dogs, and who knows, like a moth or something flew into my head, and I slapped my own face. It's like I had a smudge all over the lens of my glasses from like hitting my own face because some tiny bug flew into me. And it's like that's the instant reaction is to hurt yourself.
What do you guys do?
Uh,
And there's a bug in your house. Do you kill it or do you try to bring it outside? What is like the general consensus in your household?
I just chuck them out. If it's a
Yeah.
fly, I'll try and swat it or
Honestly,
something.
if it's like really not bothering or in a place of inconvenience, sometimes I just leave the bug, depending
Oh,
on what kind
really?
of bug it is. Like if it's a spider and it's just sort of like in a corner or something, I might just leave it and
Because
not
it's
need.
Yeah.
probably doing good work.
Yeah, it's doing work out there. James and I actually, true story, this happened but days ago. He was sitting in front of his computer just behind me here, and a spider propelled from the ceiling, like directly in front of him. So much so that had he been like live streaming, it would have come down right in front of the camera.
That would have been awesome.
I know. I was like, damn it! Like we're parked in front of these things all day. You know, Rooster Teeth streaming all day, and we couldn't. It didn't coincide.
Yeah, that spider was taking its chance. It saw its opportunity to
Yeah.
go out on the web.
Oh.
Catherine's Eddie
I want
Jones.
to remind everyone, if people want to join us in chat, we're watching chat. They can create a free account at roosterteeth.com. And
Hell yeah.
you can just join us in chat. I got chat on my window right over here to the right. So if you see me looking over here, it's because I'm reading chat to see what's going on. Dennis in
and I
chat
have-
says a moth flew into his mouth once. Thank you for sharing that, Dennis.
Trevor and I have almost a complete opposite opinion on bugs when they're in our house. For me, same with you, Elyse. Like if I see a spider up in the corner, I'm like, whatever. Like it's not bothering me. But if it's like crawling across the floor, I might smash it. But if it's
Smash
just
it.
whatever, doing its thing. But I'm under we're not the impression. My mentality is this motherfucking insect invaded my space. I'm gonna kill it because it's on my property.
But-
and it's inside.
But it doesn't know
And
how to
Trevor's-
read. It doesn't understand that.
I don't care. It's in my space. I'm gonna kill it. And Trevor's like, why don't you just take it outside? I'm like, it's just easier to just smash it. I also don't want to like handle bugs. It's easier for me to like approach it with a shoe, smash, and then throw it out versus
Then
like
what-
try to get like a piece of paper under it or some
How
shit.
do you deal with the goo?
I just wipe it up.
So you
Although-
don't want to deal with an insect, but you want to deal with insect guts?
I don't want to deal with a live insect because I'm afraid it's gonna like quickly skitter away onto me or something like in my face or like get stuck in my hair.
Yeah, there's about a
Big fear.
2-second window where it's gonna end up coming from the floor inside my mouth. It's not how my brain works. I'm like, it's gonna be there, you know.
Trevor does this thing where he tries to make me feel bad about it, where he's just like, what if that little guy was just looking for his family and he just got lost and made the wrong turn and entered our house and he was just trying to get back home and you killed him? And I was like, oh my God. Jesus Christ.
Just sneeze.
So I decided to Google right here. I'm looking it up. I looked up what is the ratio of insects to humans. The estimated ratio of insects to humans is 200 million to 1.
Sounds about right. Because
That's
you
a
think
lot.
about how many little baby spiders are in one of those spider eggs.
Oh,
You know, we have all read Charlotte's Web.
Yeah.
We know what happens. There's the balloon, and then they all use their web as little balloons to like. You know,
I haven't
float
read
down.
Charlotte's Web, but now I want to.
Yeah.
What?
She got
That
what was
like-
coming to her. She got hers.
Oh, Barbara, I wonder if you read Charlotte's Web, if you would have a completely different mentality when it comes to your relationship to insects.
I probably would. I've seen, what's that? Is it James and the Giant Peach where there's like a bunch of bugs that they're
Yeah.
interacting with? I've seen that. And that just made me hate bugs even more because that movie creeped me out.
So speaking of bugs, did you bring murder hornets back with you from Japan, Gavin?
Look, I'm not having a very good year, all right? At the end of last year, I made a video about the murder hornet, and I also said that 2020 should be the year where we do nothing and don't go anywhere. And now I'm worried about the other things that I've said at the end of last year that are going to come true. It's terrifying.
You're some weird prophet.
But yeah, those
Should
murder
we
hornets
look
are
up?
up in Washington State, and what they're like 2 inches long.
How do they make it? Do they fly here? Or were they just
Yeah.
brought over in some cargo or something?
Yeah, they have a layover in Alaska on the way here. now that people aren't flying, the flights are way cheaper. Murder hornets can afford to hop on a plane
What
and
do
get
they
over here.
do?
They're just
do they inflict?
massive hornets. They're like this big, and they're known for ripping the heads off of bees, and I think they kill like 60
Don't they
people a
have
year or
a
something.
venomous stinger or something like that? Like if I heard it feels like you're getting stabbed with like a hot thumbtack. Apparently it's
what I
really
read.
painful, but
Yeah.
I heard it's also venomous. I'm not sure if there's truth to that, but I do know that they've killed people. So
Yeah, they'll like go into a beehive and just start shredding bee heads and just ripping all the heads off, and they can kill like 1,000 bees each or something. Something crazy.
And then they get tired. It's like, that's enough murder for today.
it's like an image I did not need in my head.
Yeah. But yeah, I saw one on the floor in Japan, not knowing what it was, but yeah, having seen one in real life, I would run from one of those, even though they're much smaller than me. I would peg it away from that thing.
You
Yeah.
took a video of it like a foot away.
Yeah, I was trying to pay it.
To go away?
No, I was just using a $20 bill for scale, and he was walking all over it.
Jeez, dude.
Oh man.